I've been in real estate for over a decade, 11 years. I've purchased about 50 rental properties. I've purchased and sold and wholesaled probably about 700 homes, fix and flip, 50 to 70 homes. I've done all different types of real estate transactions. And in this point in time, going into 2024, if someone were to ask me, hey, Raul, should I buy rentals? This is what I would say. So based on my experience, rentals is a scam. Now let me explain. Rentals is a scam based on most of the information that's online in popular books that you know, in popular podcasts and YouTube channels that you know. Being involved in it and owning many houses, there's a lot of hidden and sunk costs and liabilities that come into rentals. Now, something I've said in the past and I'm passionate about, real estate is an amazing vehicle to get rich. It's an amazing vehicle for active income and passive income. Now, you have to realize that rentals is on the scale of passive income, but it does not mean it's passive income. A very passive income, for example, is, let's say, a treasury bond. Let's say you put $100,000 in a treasury or a mutual fund. You get 4 or 5% or 3%, whatever it is at the time. You just get that deposited into your account without doing anything. That's completely passive. So let's say this is the scale. We draw a little scale. We have completely active. This is you're going and you're working 40, 50, 60 hours a week to get money in your bank account. This is you just putting money. No one's calling you. You just look at your statement and more come. So completely passive is a mutual fund, a treasury, life insurance policy, something like that. You just put the money in and it grows. Now, rental income can be pretty close to the active side if you treat it incorrectly. Now, more specifically in Florida. And if you're watching this and you have business in Florida, if you have real estate in Florida, if you're planning to, I'm not here to say that it has been a bad move in my career. Actually, it helped me grow my income very well because of the appreciation and the tax depreciation. Now, was rentals the best investment for passive income? The answer is no. And here's why. Let me start with a little example that just happened. I have this property that I bought in Ocala, Florida. We paid about $160,000 for it. We put $60,000 into it, and then we rented for $3,000 a month. I got a mortgage on it. I got some money back. Great. But now that I'm going to sell it and it's rented, number one, it's very hard to get my money out. Let's say I need to get my money out fast. With these very passive sources that I talked to you about, you just send an email or you do a wire thing or you call, or maybe there's an online portal and boom, you get your money. A lot of times it's very liquid, what they call it in this world is very liquid asset. Real estate in a market that's going down is very illiquid. It takes a while to sell. You got to put it on the market. When you have tenants, you got to work around the tenant schedule. That costs you time, that costs you money. What happened the other day is out of nowhere, I get a call from the tenant saying, hey, the garage door broke. The garage door? I mean, what do you mean the garage door broke? Yeah, it fell off the tracks. Okay. So I'm like, okay, did you guys do something to it? No, we didn't do anything. It just fell off. So I call garage door people to go and check it out, and it's $4,000. So that's $4,000 worth of repairs. And if I make $10,000 a year, that's 40% gone. It's also going to take me some time to do it, or my property manager. It's going to take me some money. It might not go well. The tenant might say, I'm not paying you the rent until you solve that. That can be realistic things. So notice on the scale, let's go back to the scale why I think rentals could be a scam, or the way that people have explained it to you. This is not passive income. What I'm explaining to you, this phone call, this getting a garage person, this not going well, getting 3 quotes, then blaming it. Now the tenant saying they don't want to pay until we fix it. All these types of things, when it wasn't even my fault, that's all active. Now I'm going towards the active side. Now this house, instead of being here, it went all the way over here because now it's involving me and things like this. And not only that, 40% of my year is wiped out. And look, there's a lot of optimistic things, and I'm very happy I invested in rentals. It grew my net worth in the 7 figures by 25 years old. By no means do I say never buy rentals, but I think it's very important for you to understand what exactly really goes on. Now, let me paint this scenario in your head. Let's say you succeed and you buy 30 rentals. Let's say you buy 100 rental properties and there's a big shift in the market like COVID. Let's say a big drop in interest rates, or let's say a big hike in interest rates, or let's say a big unemployment, or let's say AI takes over and now a lot of people lose their jobs. Let's just say things like this happen, which they will eventually, something will. You have 100 properties. And let's say you have 1 month that 50% of people decide not to pay you. Literally on my way here to this house where we're recording, I was talking to one of my friends and he said both of his tenants in his duplex the same month just got up and left, and they both owe him 2 months of rent because he was kind of giving them chances. They kept stringing him along. They ended up not paying him and leaving. So that's 2 properties, 2 months, not getting paid from the full duplex. and you still have to pay mortgage, taxes, insurance. Now he has to fix up the place and everything. Basically, his whole year of cash flow is gone. So now imagine you have 100 properties and 50% of your tenants don't pay you. 50%. But you still have 100% of the mortgages, 100% of the taxes, 100% of the insurances. This could happen, okay? Now, this is a very pessimistic and this is a very doomsday scenario approach. But something that I'm seeing, what I'm trending is things are becoming less affordable in this country based on the income that people are making. Very simple. The average household income in Miami is about $50,000 to $60,000 a year, and the average rent in Miami is about $2,500 a month. Do the math. $50,000 a year. That's not even $5,000 a month. That's $4,200, $4,300 a month. And if the average rent is $2,500, half your money goes to rent, then groceries, then this and that. So what's happening is people are starting to really not afford it. There's no free money by the government anymore. There's no loans happening, SBA. There's no government grants that are happening because the government's running out of money, unless they start printing more money, which is a different topic. But people are starting to wake up and they're starting to not pay rent. And on top of that, insurances are increasing, mortgage rates are increasing, things are increasing. And let's say that you increase the rent. The problem is not increasing the rent. The problem is people just physically cannot afford it. And their employers are not being able to pay them more, especially in an economy that's shaky like today. So given today that we're going into 2024, this is what I've seen. This is my feedback on it. And there's so many hidden and sunk costs. Just on another rental property this past month, out of nowhere, we finished the renovation on this property months ago, 6 months ago. We got a violation for a work without permit because a neighbor told on us for a renovation we did 6 months ago. So now we're going to have to spend on this rental another, call it $10,000 to $15,000 in 6 months worth of time just to do this. So we're not going to make cash flow on this property for a very long time. And we have hundreds of thousands on this specific property. Now, if I would have just put this in a mutual fund or a treasury and then use that money and put it into more active income types of things, could I have made more? Possibly. So anyways, this is just a different side to see the rentals. I don't want to discourage you. If you find a good rental, by all means buy it. I still eventually will get back into buying rentals. You know, again, I'm selling on my rentals now and I'm making a good amount of money and I'm so glad I bought them. But I'm also so glad I learned these lessons and I wanted to transpire them to you. So let me know in the comments, what do you think? Do you think it's a good time to buy rentals? Do you think rentals is your retirement plan? Do you have other options? I'm curious to know. I'm actively in the space, looking, learning. So let me know what you think on the comments. And thank you for watching. I'll see you on the next video.